Hello, Simmers. We're back with some more New Jersey Devils Battle Royale franchise mode. And in this one, we have 4 teams remaining in the NHL. So it should be interesting to see what happens in the end days of the NHL here, as there once again is no more draft. So we're getting right into the contract extensions coming off of our Stanley Cup victory against the Colorado Avalanche last year. Oh boy, here we go. We have a big offseason ahead of us. We have to re-sign Nikantsev, Luke, Salayev, Stenlund, Arsenault, Gumarov, Combe, Bergfors, Sear, Jack, Miller, Sabrin, Kokolai. That's a lot of players and a lot of good players at that. So let's start out with Nikantsev. I think he is the first priority here. So let's go for 8 years for 11 mil with the no movement clause. We'll send him that offer. And then Luke, he wants 3 years for 7.5. I know there probably isn't much time left in this GM mode anyway, but I'm going to stick to 1 year. So I'll go 1 year for 6.7 with the no movement clause. And then Salayev, he wants 3 years for 8.3. I'll take him to 2 years for 7.8 with the no movement clause. And I think after offering those 3, I'm just going to simulate a day just to make sure we still have enough money. We're at 87 million right now, so we still have 34.3 remaining. Next, I think I'll prioritize Sear and Gumarov. Gumarov wants 5 years for 8 mil. Yeah, that sounds about right. I think I'll try to take him to 6 years though. I'll give him 6 years for 7.3. And then Sear, he wants 2 years for 4.4, so he wants a bridge deal. Yep, he wants a bridge deal. I'll give him 2 years at 4.16. And then I will get Stenlund signed. He's also a very important player for us on defense. He wants 6 years. I'm going to give him 4 years for 7.85 and a no movement clause. All those players have accepted. We are now up to 17 mil remaining in cap. I don't think that's going to be enough. I think one of either Arsenault, Combe, or Bergfors is going to have to go. I want to hold on to Bergfors as the offensive defenseman, so I'll give him 4 years at 6.63 with the modified no trade clause. And then I think I want to hold on to Arsenault because he had that 59-point season last year. Combe, there was times where he was on the 4th line. He only had 29 points. Yeah, I think Comb's got to be the one to go. So I'll give Arsenault 3 years for 7.8 with the no movement clause. That's both of them signed, and we're now up to roughly 4 mil. Yeah, 4.8 mil in remaining cap. I think I will let Miller and Sabrin walk. Sabrin's asking for 3.3. No, thank you. I'm pretty sure he was an extra forward for us last year. Yeah, he only played 12 games. He can get released. Miller, we could always find cheaper goaltenders in free agency, I'm sure. Jack Hughes, we got to renew, of course. He wants 2 years for 1.8. I'll give him 1 year for 1.62 with the modified no trade clause. And then you also have Kokolai. He does not want much. I think I'll offer him. He wants 1 year for 1.2. I'll give him 1 year for 1.14. And there you go. I think that is just about all we can do here in this re-sign stage. I think overall we should be okay. You know, like we have our rosters basically set. And besides that, I want to see how Ivanins grows. So he might end up being our 4th line center. And if we do need anybody, it'll just be, you know, extra depth players that we can sign in the preseason anyway. So let's just skip straight ahead to the Hall of Fame inductions. And inducted in the Hockey Hall of Fame this year are Braden Point, Alexander Barkov, Kent Johnson, and Phil Kessel. All right, let's take a look at the offseason jump. You have Lionel Schurter going to an 81 overall. You have Kenneth Fitzgerald up to a 78. Dimitra up to an 82. Trottier up to an 85. Luce up to an 86. Then Chow up to a 67. Guskov, Salayev dropping a bit down to 86 and 85 respectively. Nemetz is down to an 88. Hornqvist down to an 84. Luke Hughes down to an 87. And Jack down to a 78. Oh, man. All right, here are our lines heading into year number 15. Now you have Vasilevsky, Nikantsev, and Guskov, Sear, Luce, and Arsenault on the second line, Trottier, Gumarov, and Hornqvist on the third, Hughes, Dimitra, and Kokolai on the 4th. And then scratched are Farrell and Schurter. On defense, you have Hughes and Salayev, Bergfors and Nemetz, Stenlund and Singleton. Dryman is scratched, and then Finley and Riedler in goal. And the power play, you have Luce, Nikantsev, Vasilevsky, Bergfors, and Hughes. Then you have Arsenault, Trottier, Sear, Gumarov, and Nemetz. Then on the penalty kill, you have Gumarov, Vasilevsky, Nemetz, and Salayev. And that is Luce, Guskov, Stenlund, and Hughes. And actually, apparently we have to cut one more player here. So I think that's going to be, I think it'll be Schurter because he has the 3-star potential compared to the 4-star potential for Farrell. So I'll send Schroeder down. And so with all that being done, let's get underway with the year 15 simulation. I am not liking how slow this is going right now. This is lagging a lot. Something else that I'm not liking is our record, 13, 17, and 3. How did that happen? How did we go from Stanley Cup champions to this? I mean, at least it looks like, based off what we're seeing here, I don't know if this is just a glitch, like if this is just a bug, but it's saying that every team's in the playoffs right now. Is there just no more eliminations, or do the eliminated teams keep participating in the play? I'm not too sure what's going on here. Regardless, we are not in a good position right now. So let's see what's going on. You have, oh boy, Vasilevsky with 24 points, Nikantsev with 31, Guskov only with 10, Sear with 12, Luce with 25, Arsenault with 12, Trottier with 11, Gumarov with 9, Hornqvist with 7, Hughes with 5, 2 for Dimitra, 6 for Kokolai. And then you have 8 for Hughes in 13 games played, Salayev with 12, Bergfors with 17, Nemeth with 14, Stenley with 7, Singleton with 12. So basically, besides Nikantsev, we are very dried up in terms of goal scoring. You have Bergfors, who's 4th on the team with 17 points right now. Our depth scoring is effectively nowhere. So I think what we'll do here, I'm going to flip Guskov and Arsenault. Actually, you know what? I think I'm going to get Sear on that first line instead. Put 2 snipers with Nikantsev and see what happens. Then I'll switch Nemeth and Salayev. In fact, I might want to get Bergfors on that first line. Just see what that does for the offense. Yeah, I think this is going to have to do for right now. I'm not sure what it is about our offense, but for whatever reason, these past 2 seasons in particular have been particularly rough. Except this time, we're not in a good position. Last year, at least, we were in a good position in terms of our standing. This time, we're not. Let's just sim another month and see what happens. I don't think there's much else we can do at this point. Yeah, I think we might be cooked. I'm not gonna lie. I think we might be cooked here, boys. 14, 23, and 5. And we're roughly halfway through the season at 33 points. Let's see how we're doing in goal. Finley with an 896 save percentage in 31 games played. So not only is our offense relatively dry, our goaltending is not performing either. And once again, you have Nikantsev with 39 points in 42 games played. He seems to be the only one who's really scoring right now. I mean, Vasilevsky and Luce are doing all right, but then you have Bergfors with 23, and then Nemeth with 20, Sear with 18. He's the real surprise. I thought he would be better for sure. He's an 86 overall. He should be getting at least more points than he's currently getting, especially on the first line with Nikantsev and Vasilevsky. And he had such a promising start as well. He had a couple of years ago, he had 34 goals for 48 points in 82 games played. At least so far this year, he hasn't been able to replicate that. I mean, I guess we'll see what happens here. And as Nemeth goes down for 2 weeks, that's just great. I think we are basically done here, boys. I don't like to admit defeat normally halfway through the season, but it would take a monumental effort for us to get back into a playoff position. Let's just simulate up to trade deadline here, see what happens. I mean, who besides Combe did we really get rid of last year? I think Combe was the only major subtraction, right? Yeah, I mean, there's not much else to say. We just completely dropped the ball this year for whatever reason, and it seems we're going to be out this year. I don't think we're going to be in a playoff spot unless something happens where it's just all 4 teams participate in the playoffs this year, but I'm not sure if that's going to be the case. I don't think so, at least. And at this point, I'm not sure if it's even going to be possible to make it into the top 2. We would literally have to win every single game from now on, and I don't think that's happening. So let's just advance to the end of the regular season. And we have finished the regular season 31, 43, and 8. Good enough for last in the NHL. And it seems our time in the NHL has come to a close. I really don't know. I have no idea what happened. I don't know. I don't know how that happened. I don't know how we went from winning the Stanley Cup, being the best team in the league for several years straight during the regular season, to whatever this was. I mean, this was not a good year by any means. I mean, we had a solid team. We had a really solid team this year in terms of overall, in terms of skill. I really don't know. I have no idea what to say about this team. This is pretty shocking to say the least. I did not expect that. Let's take a look at the player stats for the season. In goal, you have Finley in 61 games played with the 900 save percentage and a negative 8.32 goals saved above average. And Riedler, 21 games played with the 890, 1 shutout, and a negative 10.32 goals saved above average. Skater-wise, you have 80 points for Nikantsev. He was great. Vasilevsky with 66. He was good. Could have been better, but he was good. Luce with 54. Sear with 51. Bergfors with 48. Nemetz with 39, Luke Hughes with 35, Arsenault with 35 as well, Salayev with 32, Guskov with 25, Singleton and Gumarov with 24, Trottier with 23, Kokolai with 17, Stenlund with 16, Hornqvist with 15, Jack Hughes and Dimitro with 14, and Dryman with 6, and Farrell with 1. So we may as well take a look, just in case we get kicked out here, which I'm pretty sure we are. Let's just take one final look at all of our franchise records. So Jack Hughes leads the way with 1,509 games played, 605 goals, 972 assists for 1,577 points. I mean, that's a really, really solid career, an amazing career for Jack Hughes. As he leads basically every category for your New Jersey Devils. And I would not be surprised if he retires at the end of this year. And then, of course, Luke follows right after him in 1,224 games played with 1,065 points. Nemetz is 5th in all-time scoring with 982 points in 1,277 games played. So just a really good team all around for us, for your New Jersey Devils. And we made it to the Final Four. A really solid run in this franchise mode. But unfortunately, we got kicked out towards the very end. And I mean, I guess we'll see what happens here in these playoffs, because the game says that every team is in the playoffs with all those X's there, but it also has us in Colorado in red, meaning we'd be eliminated. So I guess we'll see what happens as we simulate ahead here. Oh, okay. Never mind. We are we are in the playoffs. I thought we were getting eliminated. Apparently, I mean, if we are getting eliminated, then it's gonna have to wait. So we have a series against Ottawa here, and we may as well just go through it. So I was speaking like I thought we were just done. I thought we were out of the playoffs, but apparently every team is in the playoffs here in this year. So let's get right into it. Game number one against Ottawa underway. And there it is. Bergfors with the goal gets us started for a 1-0 lead. And that'll be it for one. And there's Vasilevsky with the goal, makes it 2-0. Hughes with the goal, makes it 3-0. Halfway through the second period, we have a good lead right now. Let's hold it. 5 minutes remaining. 4, 3, 2, 1. And we are heading to the third, up by 3. Come on, guys. 5 minutes remaining. Hold this lead. 3, 2, 1. That'll do it. That is a shutout for Frank Finley. Let's go. 3 stars of the game. Finley, Bergfors, and Vasilevsky. All right, game number 2 underway. There it is. Vasilevsky with the goal. Makes it 1-0. And that is it for one. Heading into the second period, up 1-0. And there's another one. Vasilevsky with the power play goal. Makes it 2-0. 3-0 as Gumarov with the goal. But then Trenko makes it 3-1. 3 minutes remaining in the second period. Heading into the third, up by 2. Come on, New Jersey. Hold this lead. Give me one more. Give me one more. 5 minutes remaining. 4, 3, 2, 1. Is that it? Yes, indeed. We get another victory against the Ottawa Senators. 3 stars of the game are Finley, Nikantsev, and Vasilevsky. And they're the first place Ottawa Senators as well. Doing pretty well so far for a team that went 31, 43, and 8 during the regular season. I mean, we're doing well, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. We got to keep going until the series is over. So here we go. Game number 3 against Ottawa at home this time. And there's a goal for Stützle to give them a 1-0 lead. And we're headed into the second period down by 1. But there's Nemetz with the goal to make it tied at 1. And there's Nikantsev with his first of the playoffs. And then Pominville and Sear make it 3-2 heading into the third period. And there's Sear with another one to make it 4-2. 10 minutes remaining in the third period. There's Boumediene on the power play for Ottawa to make it 4-3. 5 minutes remaining in the third. Can we hold on? Yes, we do, as we get the victory and a 3-0 series lead against Ottawa. 3 stars of the game, Nikantsev, Sear, and Boumediene. All right, here we go. Game number 4. Let's end it right here. Okay, all right. This game has been lagging so bad. I'm glad that this is the last year, probably, because this game has not been cooperating with the load times, as there's 2 goals by Bergfors and Singleton. We're up 2-0. Heading into the second period. So a good start here for your New Jersey Devils. Let's keep it going. And there's one for Arsenault to make it 3-0 on the power play. We're in a good spot. Hold this lead. There's a goal for Grigorcic on the power play to make it 3-1. We were heading into the third, up by 2. Come on, New Jersey. Get me one more here. Get me at least one more. 10 minutes remaining in the third. There's Stützle with a power play goal. Makes it 3-2. 5 minutes remaining. There's a goal for Gumarov on the power play. And that'll do it. We sweep the Ottawa Senators, and move on to the Stanley Cup Finals. 3 sides of the game are Stützle, Leclerc, and Arsenault in a 4-2 victory. Even advancing a day is taking a long time. Yeah, I think this is going to have to be the last year of the simulation, regardless of what happens after this. So in the Stanley Cup Finals, we have the St. Louis Blues. So no rematch from last year. Here we go. Game number 1 against St. Louis underway. And that's a goal right off the bat for Gumarov to make it 1-0. 2-0. Nekotsev with the goal. There's 2-1. Kuleshov with the goal for St. Louis to make it a 1-goal deficit. There's a power play for New Jersey. Nothing doing. 5 minutes remaining in the first. There's a goal for Nekotsev unassisted to make it 3-1. Heading into the second period where Ali scores to make it 3-2. Power play for St. Louis. Nothing doing. Halfway through the second period now. Come on, New Jersey. Get me an insurance marker. Power play for New Jersey. It's a long one. And there it is. Vasilevsky with the power play goal. Puts us up by 2 heading into the third. And there's DuPont with the goal to make it 4-3. Come on, New Jersey. Get me one more insurance marker here. Get me at least one more goal. 5 minutes remaining. 4, 3, 2, 1. Can we hold on? No, we can't. Yeko with the last minute goal. And we're headed to overtime. Power play for New Jersey. Nothing doing. Power play for St. Louis. Nothing doing. 10 minutes remaining in the overtime. 5, 4, 3. Are we headed to a second overtime? Yes, we are. Come on, guys. Start the series off on the right note. Preferably not a blue note. And there's Kim with the goal for St. Louis as they get the victory in game number 1. 3 stars of the game are Ali, Kuleshov, and Nekotsev. Come on, I'm pressing play game right now. It's not even... it's not responding. This is really bad. This is definitely going to have to be the last year. Am I even going to be able to finish this? I don't know if I'm being able to finish that. Oh, there we go. Wow. That took a long time. All right, here we go. Game number 2 underway. Game. Jeez, this is really bad. Bavaria with the goal makes it 1-0 in favor of St. Louis to start game number 2. I don't know if I'm going to be able to jump into every game here. I got to be honest. This is the performance of this app right now of this game is not looking good. As we have we're down 3-0 heading into the second period, now 4-0. It looks like St. Louis is really taking control of this one early. 5 minutes remaining in the second period, and that'll do it. We're heading to the third period. Still no goals on the board for your New Jersey Devils as Ali with the power play goal makes it 5-0, and they have this one pretty much in the bag here. Unless we have a miraculous comeback, which I don't think is possible at this point. 3, 2, 1. That'll do it. We are shut out in game number 2. 3 stars of the game, Kluche, Kuleshov, and Ali. All right, here we go into game number 3. There we go. Nekotsev with the goal, but then Kuleshov follows it up immediately. And then Sear with the goal makes it 2-1. And then Yurichek makes it 2-2. 5 minutes remaining in the first period. And then Vasilevsky with the goal makes it 3-2, heading into the second period, where we have a power play for St. Louis, nothing doing. And then Sear with the goal makes it 4-2. So we're off to a good start as Singleton gets the goal to make it 5-2. Where was the scoring in the last game? Power play for St. Louis late in the second period goes nowhere. Power play for New Jersey. Vasilevsky with the power play goal makes it 6-2 heading into the third. Come on, guys. There's a goal for Yeko to make it 6-3. Come on, don't let them back in this. As there's a goal for Arsenault to make it 7-3. 5 minutes remaining in the third. There's a goal for Kuleshov to make it 7-4. But it was not nearly enough as, wait a minute, that's close. Kuleshov and Urban with the late goals to make it 7-6, as that was a close call. We still won the game, but that was, it's very close. 3 stars of the game, Vasilevsky, Kuleshov, and Ali. And we're down 2-1 in the series, but that is our first victory of the series. So we're still in this thing. All right, here we go. Game number 4, still at home. Let's make this a tie series. And there's the first goal of the game for Schultz to make it 1-0. Now it's 2-0. Yeko with the goal. Heading in the second period, we're down by 2. Power play for St. Louis goes nowhere. 5 minutes remaining in the second period. That's a goal for Vivere. And then Kuleshov makes it 4-0 St. Louis heading into the third period. All right, there's our first of the game. Goal for Arsenault makes it 4-1. But we need a lot more here. There's Kokolai with the goal. Make it 4-2. 2 quick ones at the end. 2 quick ones at the end. Nope, unfortunately not. We lose this game 4-3, and we're down 3-1 in the series. 3 stars of the game are Schultz, Kuleshov, and Bergfors. All right, here we go. Game number 5. Let's come back in this series. Starts 1 game at a time. There's a goal for Kuleshov to make it 1-0. Power play for New Jersey goes nowhere. Power play for St. Louis goes nowhere. And that is the end of the first period. We're down by 1 heading into the second period. And there's a goal for Schultz on the power play to make it 2-0 for St. Louis heading into the third period. And there's Urbom with the goal to make it 3-0, and it's not looking good. There's Sear with the goal for our first goal of the game to make it 3-1, but we're going to need a comeback here. Come on, guys. 5 minutes remaining. Give me 2 quick goals at the end. Not going to happen as we lose in game number 5, and St. Louis wins the Stanley Cup. 3 stars of the game: Rusher, Ali, and Schultz. So it was a surprise that we were in the playoffs. Considering the fact that were this any other year, we would have been eliminated, but it seems we are in the end times here of the NHL, and this, in fact, this may actually be the last year here. Come on, exit. Exit the screen. And you know what? Even if this wasn't the last year, it seems like the save file is on its last legs anyway with how slow this thing is going right now, so I think it's for the best. So come on. Exit. Exit the screen, please. Don't crash on me now after 15 years of simulating. Oh boy. Come on, HLM. Don't do this right now. Exit the game, please. Or not the game entirely, just, you know, exit this particular screen. Oh my goodness. You know what? I'm just gonna pretend like I don't care. Like I don't care what happens. I think that's my only option at this point. So yeah, sure. Go ahead, crash. Crash for all I care. I don't care. Yeah. You can go ahead and crash. I don't care. I guess the game is immune to that kind of thing. I'm not sure what to do here. I think this save file is pretty much cooked at this point. It's not looking good. This may have to be the end screen for this video. There we go. Finally. That took so long. That had to have been like 5 minutes, minimum 5 minutes. So I think it's for the best that, first of all, we should probably save. And I can't even scroll down to, yeah, this is the last year. This is definitely the last year. I don't care what happens after this. As far as, you know, teams being eliminated. I mean, we would have been eliminated anyway, right? But still, we definitely cannot go another year like this. This is getting really bad. And it's weird because all these teams, you know, they've been eliminated. So you would think there's more data available, you know, that like there's more space for data and that it would be going faster. I mean, normally this is going like really fast. Like this part of the simulation would go by in a second, but right now we're waiting on the on the award ceremony here. All right, there it is. The 2039 Stanley Cup champions are the St. Louis Blues. They went through Colorado and your New Jersey Devils. Man, even the award show is struggling. I can't even reveal all the awards. I think the award show might have to be canceled here, guys. I've been sitting here for like 10 minutes and this thing does not want to do anything. Okay, so I had to close the game because it turns out it was eating a lot of my computer's RAM, which probably caused it to freeze the way it did. So we're going to go back into the awards here, and hopefully it doesn't crash this time. I wouldn't imagine it will. Yeah, all right, there, there it is. So the Stanley Cup goes to the St. Louis Blues, of course, and the President's Trophy goes to Ottawa with 108 points. The Hart goes to Kuleshov for a second year in a row with 89 points. The Conn Smythe goes to Ali with 19 points during the playoffs for St. Louis. The Art Ross goes to Tarky of Colorado with 94 points. The Calder goes to Perkins of St. Louis with 23 points. Then you have, for the Maurice Richard, Kuleshov with 50 goals. The Ted Lindsay Award goes to Leclerc with 62 assists for Ottawa. The Selke Trophy goes to Tarky for a second year in a row with only a 42.6 CF percentage. And then the Bobby Orr Trophy goes to Ali with an 83-point season for St. Louis. The Norris Trophy goes to Leclerc with a 49.9 CF percentage. The Vezina goes to Yegorov of Ottawa. And the Jack Adams goes to Green of Ottawa. Now let's see the retirements. So Jack Hughes does not retire this year, despite being, what was it, a 78 overall. So he's sticking around, but, you know, obviously this is the last year anyway. So you have Malik retiring, who played for us in the past. Then you also have Cale Makar retiring at 40 years of age with 1,458 points as a defenseman. My goodness. Rasmus Sandin retires. Philip Broberg, Dmitry Ovchinnikov, Kaden Gooley, Dmitry Voronkov, Tyler Klevin, Lucas Dostal, Luke Tuck, and Nick Robertson all retire. Yep, there it is. Your New Jersey Devils have been eliminated from the NHL. So I guess all we can really do here is take a look at all of our career statistics. So obviously we won 3 Stanley Cups We have 8 President's Trophies. And unfortunately, we can't even check our team history anymore because it's only the only options are the league, Ottawa, and St. Louis. So I guess it's a good thing we checked those before we before we started the playoffs. And of course, over the course of 15 years, we had a record of 714, 413, and 103. All things considered, not bad at all. That was a solid GM mode. But unfortunately, we got outed at the very end there. So, and I guess that'll be about it for this series. So thank you guys for watching the New Jersey Devils Battle Royale franchise mode. And of course, I'd like to thank the channel members for all your support. Thank you guys so much. And I'll see you guys in the next one.